welcome to another session on ET Energy World. We're coming to you from India Energy Week 2025 right here in New Delhi. I'm Devina Lasson and joining me is Vijay Nirani. He's the founder and managing director at TruAlt Bioenergy. Jay, welcome. Thank you so much for talking to us. Pleasure to meet with you. Congratulations on a very beautiful pavilion you have here at India Energy Week. Can you tell us a little bit about your thought behind the design of the pavilion and anything specific that you're highlighting here this year?
Thank you so much. India Energy Week is something that we really look forward to. And this time it's happening at the capital city, so it's more convenient for everybody to come in. And of course, as a company philosophy itself, we've kept it very green. So the idea is to try and emphasize or enhance the natural aspect of energy.
Yes.
So we have leaves, we have biomass, and that's exactly where we draw our energy from.
Wonderful.
So that's been the philosophy around the pavilion.
Yes.
And I hope, thanks for commenting that it's come out well. So I hope you're not being just too kind for us.
No, absolutely. In fact, I noticed there's a lot of green, of course, and bright colors. There's no use of the darker tones in your pavilion. Is that an intentional part of your design philosophy?
So the larger idea is again with the whole business of TruAlt in itself, right? So what we literally are trying to do is try and curb down any other elements of being grey, being brown, being black. We need to promote more of the greens that come from the ground above.
Yes.
So we're trying to work around materials, not just with the pavilion, with our business as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Where we are trying to extract utmost value from whatever we get from ground up.
Yes.
The whole objective is we have so much of abundance within just what the nature provides to us.
Absolutely.
And if you only better utilize or better have value to create something, is literally what our philosophy both with the pavilion and the company is.
Wonderful. And we can see you have also display unit right here. Can you tell us a little bit about
So again, like I mentioned, so we start from there.
Yes.
So how beautiful the whole biorefining process of TruAlt literally is, or rather how the bioenergy mix creates value is. See, all of our energy or raw material comes from places like you see the farms.
Plants, yes.
The farms give us the absolute waste, whatever products that we take. Then, for example, if we were to do ethanol, right?
Yes.
So the grains or the molasses that comes in goes straight into the fermentation process in the distillery unit.
Okay. Yes.
And the distillery unit gives us the fermentation process and an evaporation process.
Yes.
Wherein one we pack and sell carbon dioxide to your F&B application.
Yes.
The ethanol there is multiple consumption, right from your vehicular fuel to your sustainable aviation fuel eventually, multiple of them. The residual waste called compressed biogas, which can also be made from these absolute waste products.
Yes.
We make something called as methane, bottle it and sell it for vehicular use. There are a zillion applications for methane.
Wonderful.
So the whole idea is, again, we have a lot of forward integrations possible, like your isoprenes, your malolactonic acids, your polylactic acids, butanol, green hydrogen, all of these typically coming from those two plants.
Yes, right.
The beauty of this is whatever carbon that is emitted while burning these fuels is recaptured by those plants while they grow.
Wow.
So there's an absolute circularity.
Cyclic. Wonderful. So, with all this, I would say technology really in the biofuel space, how are you as an organization keeping up with the Atmanirbhar Bharat, the vision of the government?
So the whole company's philosophy is to build something from within the country. The technology that we have largely depends, or rather comes from within the country.
Yes.
And what we consume as raw material typically comes from not just the country, from the rural most of the country.
Right. Yes.
The farmers are a raw material provider.
Yes, sure.
And not just that, the fuel that we consume is literally offsetting the imports of crude. What it helps in a very large way is to create self-dependency on the consumption of our energy requirement. Just to give you numbers, to attach numbers to this, is say 20% blending of ethanol with petrol has created an import substitute of close to 1 lakh plus crores.
Wow, fantastic.
And how it's creating an Atmanirbhar farmer or a Kisan is typically 60 to 70% of the revenue is your cost of raw material.
Yes.
Right? So say out of that 1 lakh crores, close to 60, 70,000 crores of capital
Yes.
per annum
Yes.
is going back to a farmer in his pocket as additional revenue.
Fantastic.
So
Wow.
we're not just creating an Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are creating a literal Atmanirbhar value chain in the
Yes.
entire
Yes.
biofuel space.
Yes, absolutely. Well, as you mentioned, you are creating an entire chain process and chain reaction here. Can you tell us a little bit about the importance of your business relationships, associations with different parts of, could be government agencies or other agencies, to really fulfill the vision at the end of the day?
So again, we very strongly believe that there's a lot of opportunity for you know large entities to come together and to build value.
Yes.
What we are trying to do is we have joined hands with entities like Gas Authority of India to set up close to 6 or 7 compressed biogas plants. We have also announced certain joint ventures with Japanese institutions
Yes.
to set up more of these compressed biogas plants. We're discussing with companies from the United States to
Sure.
set up malolactonic acid or biorubber
Yes.
units. So the opportunity for collaborations is super large because as a country, India being an agrarian economy, what we have in abundance is the raw material.
Yes.
And a country being a large population with close to 1.5 billion people, consumers rather, what we have is the opportunity not just for the availability of feedstock, but also for marketing the product.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So JVs, collaborations, and structured partnerships are very, very important, not in all the fields.
Absolutely.
Another very important belief that we as a company have is that we are now going through the bioenergy or bioeconomic transition.
Yes. Yes.
Like how we had up till the 1700s, right? We burned wood for our energy requirement.
Right. Yeah.
Then we shifted in the 1800s to coal for our energy
Yes.
requirement. Then in the 1900s, we shifted to crude for our
Yes.
energy requirement. So wood, crude, coal and crude. Now we strongly believe that bioenergy, or like our Prime Minister says, the Panchamrit
Yes.
philosophy, where he recently mentioned the B3 policy, right? Where not just energy, for the entire economic value system will start depending on your recycling, reusing, or recapturing of these products. So that's an opportunity. And all these can be achieved only when we have a lot of structured joint ventures or structured partnerships.
Absolutely. So where would you say India is at currently in this entire journey, and what is the future of bioenergy in your vision as is going to pan out in the coming years in India?
Again, so what we have an opportunity is, we work with hydrocarbons, right? We take carbohydrates and we make molecules of hydrocarbons, right? So and we literally have so much of abundance of the feedstocks that are required to make, right from your green ammonia to your green hydrogen to your ethanol to multiple of them. Just to give you a very interesting, the opportunities that we have is, say today's case, the green hydrogen literally comes a lot from your electrolyzers.
Yes.
And the cost of electrolyzers and the cost of hydrogen when you derive it from your electrolyzers, there's a lot of water that gets wasted because you need absolute distilled water. And so you need about 60 units of power to make 1 kg of hydrogen.
Okay.
So in typical sense, your cost of production of green hydrogen through the hydrolysis route will cost you close to 300 to 400 rupees on a broad scale. Now, biomass, on the other hand, where you're consuming literally absolute waste, which is otherwise getting burnt and creating your pollution. There are technologies, say your oxy-steam gasification technology or just your gasification technologies, where green hydrogen can be formed at less than 200 rupees a kg as compared to 350, 400 rupees a kg.
Yes.
So these are opportunities as a future for the energy portfolio. And we are literally geared up. We're trying to create, like we just saw the biorefining campus in the model there, is we are literally trying to create an infrastructure that can be flexible to consume different kinds of inputs and to be able to produce different kinds of products in the days to come.
So that's sort of a hybrid strategy here. Wonderful. Well, that's a really promising future that you've just highlighted. What would you say is the role of conferences such as this one, India Energy Week? What role does it play in panning out the future as we are hoping it will be in the coming years?
So I think the 3 most important pillars for any business to grow, one is your market, your policy, then your technology.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you have
Yes.
technology, you have the market, and you have the right policies, you can sustain. Now there's a fourth very big pillar, is the platform.
Right.
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 Unless
Yes.
collaborations for
Yes.
all of these to come together, right? So for your market, for your technology, and for your policies
Yes.
to come together. So institutes like these, right? The India Energy Week, we have the government bodies, not just of India, but
Yes.
from
The
world
world,
over.
absolutely.
Your technologists, wherever your eye falls, you have the biggest of names coming in, right from your AdNocs to your L&Ts to any of them,
Yes.
everyone is here. Then again, market is already here
Yeah.
for them also to come collaborate with companies like us. So I give great kudos to the government of India for launching this phenomenal platform of the India Energy Week. And again, this being the third, and it's got to be a huge success from the year one itself.
Yes.
And this literally has a very big opportunity for, I mean, again, platforms like these are super important for these collaborations and partnerships and all these three marriages to happen.
Yes. Yes.
So we see it as a very important aspect for us, for our growth, and we
Absolutely.
try and participate in many of these.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, all the very best. Thank you for sharing all your input, and all the best at the rest of India Energy Week. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right, that's all we have for you on this segment, but do stay tuned to ET Energy World for many more updates coming to you from India Energy Week 2025.